today's video, I'm going to talk to you through exactly how to use outreach messaging successfully as an online coach. So one of the key things we do in terms of client acquisition within our fitness business and within our mastermind, and we teach, is outbound and inbound messaging. Because if we remember the 4C method we teach at 7-Figure Scaling Systems, which is create content, to create conversations, to create calls, to create clients, we need to have conversations, we need to have good quality conversations. And the big mistake starting off I see people making is people don't have the type of conversation messaging that they would in person. So we have to remember every single person you're talking to on social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, which is a big one we can talk about, TikTok, wherever it would be, is a real person. So you have to treat them so. So imagine you're having a conversation in the gym, the supermarket, the fucking Dubai Marina, wherever it might be. Treat them like a real person and have an actual conversation. And the more you can personalize messages, the better. So how do you do that? For example, if I clicked on someone's profile and I wanted to message them, first thing, the easiest thing to go off is their profile photo. So a lot of people tend to have things like holiday photos or photos with their kids, stuff like that. So if you said, hey Charlie, love the photo, where's that beach? It looks amazing. A lot of people would reply to that because you're not trying to sell them anything. You're giving them a compliment. Same if you made a compliment about like their family or whatever. Like those are the sort of things you want to do, and you want to make things personal. Second thing you want to do, go onto their profile, look at some of their content, leave meaningful comments on a couple of pieces of content. Like, again, holidays, whether they're working out, whatever it is, put something on there that's meaningful and it comes across as a genuine approach to dealing with someone. Now, one thing we have to look at is different platforms have different types of people, which I alluded to earlier. So one of the big platforms we teach is LinkedIn. Now, one of the most important things with LinkedIn is this. This is a business platform. So what people don't like on LinkedIn is you pissing around and not being direct. So don't just message someone and connect and be like, hey, how are you? What you would be better off doing, what we've found statistically, because we track the data with everything, is being very direct. So for example, we would message someone and be like, hey Charlie, I'm looking for 7 executive men who want to get in the best shape of their life for 2023, who want to create high performance habits, boost their libido, boost their energy, and generally crush life. Is this you? That's the type of thing people are going to say yes or no. And they say yes, chances are they know what's coming. You're going to try and sell them into a program, right? These are the type of people you want to be doing, and this comes to making sure you're targeting the right people with the outbound messaging. So one of the key mistakes a lot of people make with outbound messaging is they're targeting the wrong people. So for example, we get a lot of people who follow us sometimes from India and places like that. I think we've probably sold 1 coaching program to an Indian in the last 6 months. So we don't engage with people like that because it's not the right ICA of who we're trying to target and who we're trying to work with. So firstly, when you're outbound messaging, make sure you're targeting the right people, make sure you're trying to treat them as actual people. And the next thing I'd suggest is a huge value add is to get in response from the first message. This is the key. So there's 2 different ways we can do this. One is making sure that you can either send a voice note, it's very personal, so if it's you sending the messages as well, and so you can send a voice note. And the second thing you want to do is this or that questions. So what do I mean by that? It'd be, hey Charlie, thank you for following. What content are you looking for? Is it fat loss or muscle building? So you're giving someone the answer, the option to answer, so you're eliminating the guesswork for them. The easier you can make it for someone to reply to you, the more replies you'll get. When they reply, what have you got? A conversation. This is part 2 of the 4C method to get people onto a phone call to then make them become a client. So this is really, really important to make sure that you keep the response rate really high on the first message, because if you don't get the response rate high on the first message, you're not going to end up getting calls, you're not going to end up getting clients. Next thing we need to look at when we're looking at outreach messaging and doing that successfully is adding value. So if someone's not ready for a call right now, or say for example they say, you ask them what's their biggest struggle and they say their biggest struggle is building their biceps, you'd be like, okay, I can appreciate it, Charlie, check out this YouTube video I made 3 months ago about specifically how to grow the inner head of your bicep. It's really, really helpful. Send that to them. Next day follow up being like, what do you think of the video? Was it helpful? Have you tried that yet? This is how you add value to people, and you actually get them to warm up more. So then it's easier when you get them onto a call to then close them to become a client. The next thing I suggest that we do really well is we add video replies into part of our messaging sequences. So at the start of, I think the 3rd part of our messaging script, we ask 2 or 3 questions. So like, what's your primary goal right now? What have you tried before? Why are you serious about achieving this now? And then we'll send a video reply to that, which would be me talking on video. It should be like, awesome, thank you so much for coming through with those answers. It's really, really helpful. Next step from here would be to book in a free call with our strategy team to discuss where you are now, where you want to go, and exactly how we can help you. And this comes across personal, and they've got a video of a real person who's actually talking to them about where they're at. So that's an important thing for you to really take home and think about, is making it personable to people, because people buy from people, and that's the reality of how life works. The second thing I'd say is another tip that a lot of people don't think about is sometimes sending client results and another client to ask for a recommendation from. So let me give an example. Say we had a client, Dylan from California, who was £500. We helped him drop £100 in 8 months, and we have someone else who's £500 we're trying to help with. We could message and be like, hey, Charlie, I know you mentioned obviously you're £500 at the moment, you want to get down. You should reach out to our client, Dylan here. He's just dropped £100. He'll give you some inspiration of what you can do working with us. And this just creates trust and buy-in for people knowing the process that you've helped other people the same thing. Now, the big mistakes a lot of people make when it comes to maximizing outbound messaging is this, and it's that they are not following up with people enough. So someone doesn't reply, you often need to message them back and just follow up with them. Sometimes we use comical messages to try and get a response. Like, for example, has a crocodile got on you, eaten you? And we put like a crocodile emoji, because most people respond to that. And you just want to try and elicit a response to check they're still active and still alive. If someone is at the point where they're obviously clearly not interested, you obviously want to cut that loss and then move to the next person. But these are really the key things you want to focus on with outbound messaging, and just create a great reputation. If someone's not ready to buy or sign up for your program, you want to leave the conversation with giving them something like a podcast, YouTube episode, or even a free guide to help them, because you never know when that person might come back and then buy your full coaching program. I hope this was helpful. Make sure you drop a comment below with any questions you have. If you're looking to blow up your fitness business, drop us a message on 7-Figure Scaling Systems or my main Instagram, Charlie Johnson Fitness, to find out how we can help you. And we'll see you next episode very, very soon.